Google Hangout with Times of India. Today we have with us Miss India World 2015, Aditi Arya. She has been working very hard for the cause of underprivileged children, and we are hopeful that she will bring home the coveted title of Miss World 2015. Hi Aditi, we welcome you for the Times of India Hangout.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Thank you for making it over here. So first of all, Aditi, we've got a lot of questions from fans and all coming in.
Yeah.
So the first question that people want to know is introduce yourself in one line.
Aditi sitting right in front of you here is a very simple girl who is extremely diligent, who dreams a lot and works towards those dreams. And I hope Aditi can someday make India proud.
Wow. Okay. Tamanna wants to know what is your biggest strength and what is your biggest weakness.
I think my biggest strength is that I'm able to understand what people need, and there's a certain sense of empathy that lets me foster new connections, whether it's opportunities or whether it's even serving people's needs. So I can connect to people very well. What I think could be one of my weaknesses is that I tend to become over analytical sometimes. So I end up overthinking and I end up at times I just end up not living the moment as much as I should.
Okay. Next question is from Arjun. He wants to know where do you see yourself 10 years down the line?
10 years down the line, although it's far, far away, and I don't have a specific goal in terms of what kind of a career path that I should be taking, but I know that one, I want to represent India in as many beautiful ways as possible. Two, I want to have lived a life or at least started building my life towards something that's meaningful, something that can touch hearts, something that can leave an impact even when I'm gone.
Okay. Tamanna wants to know that which color suits you the best, like surrounded by fashion and trends and everywhere. So which color is it which you feel suits you best and why?
I think blue, the color that I'm wearing right now, and all other shades of blue really work for me. Also because it's very versatile, you can make it look very formal, very classy when you go for different kind of cuts and tones, and you can make it very summery when you go for all those turquoise and aquamarine kind of shades. So different shades of green, I think I'll be a fan for all of them.
Okay, now we have a beauty pageant kind of a question coming up. Tejashree has asked that if you were to make a blind man believe that you're beautiful, how would you do it?
If I were to tell a blind man about how beautiful I could be, I would start by introducing myself, and I would tell him that I'm Aditi Arya and I'm going to be representing our beautiful country, India, and Miss World this year. And while a lot of people talk about my height, about how tall I am, or how slender I could be, or how beautiful my eyes are. What I also want you to know is that these light brown eyes have seen a lot of dreams for myself and for this country. And I really hope that they complement the brain that I have, the thought process that I have, the words that come out of my mouth, and build a beautiful picture of a person who's lived life to the fullest, to do justice to all the gifts that she's had.
Okay. Kiran wants to know that what according to you is the country's biggest issue right now?
I think the biggest issue that we face in this country is that the resources that we have aren't really spread out the way they should be. So while, say, a child studying in one of the mainstream schools in Delhi would be having a certain level of education that he's getting simply by virtue of the location that he's living in. There'll be far interiors of our country where the children might be willing to learn, they might even go to school, but the quality of education that they receive won't be the same. Same goes with water. There'll be parts of the country which are abundant where water is being wasted, and there'll be parts of countries which are absolutely dry and they need to wait for weeks for water to arrive. So I think it's the uneven spread of resources that we have, which is a problem that can be solved and which we are facing as of now.
Okay. Tejashree wants to know that if you were to die tomorrow, what would the world lose?
I think the world will lose one of those potential um, potential change makers who probably might not be able to change the world by themselves, but who could have started a drive, who could have started an initiation. And I think that's something that I would want to do throughout my lifespan, to be able to initiate ideas of change and revolution in a positive direction.
Okay, Aishwarya wants to know your opinion on feminism.
I do believe in feminism, not in the definition as a lot of people have begun to spoil by now, but in the original textbook definition of what feminism stands for. It stands for equal rights and opportunities for women and men. And I do believe that women need to be strengthened, and I consider myself a pure feminist in that regard.
Okay, Vishal wants to know what drives you and what is your purpose in life.
I think what drives me is the recognition that I've received a lot of gifts in my life. And by gifts, I don't just mean the title of the Miss India that I have, but also gifts of opportunities, gifts of education, gifts of parents who treated me as an individual and not as a girl or a boy. So there are a lot of gifts that I had, and I do want to do justice to all of them. And that drives me to work better, to utilize all of them, to be able to come to a point where I am able to share these gifts with other people. And that's one drive and motivation that I have in life.
Okay, a male admirer, John, wants to know that what are the important qualities your Mr. Right should have?
He needs to be honest. I think I cannot stand being made a fool of, and I'd appreciate honesty, even if it becomes harsh at times. I want a man to be fit and healthy. At least he should be willing to put efforts towards it. And although it doesn't matter if he's successful or if he's rich, but he should definitely not be a lazy person. He should be trying to make a life for himself. He should be a hardworking man.
Wow, that's a very nice description. Okay, Priyanka Chopra, who's also been a Miss World, what is it about her that inspires you?
I think she's one of the most inspirational beauty queens that we've had in India. What inspires me the most about her is this very relatable trait where she has made the best of the gifts that she's had. If she can sing, she's been out there, tried her luck at singing. If she is a good actress, she has put in efforts to polish and cultivate those talents. So her ability to go out of her comfort zone, to not define herself by any particular industry or any particular ideals of what is expected out of a beauty queen, but to go out and be everything that she could be, is something that I really admire about her.
Okay, Diksha wants you to describe late Dr. Abdul Kalam in one word.
Oh, there's so many beautiful words that I could describe him as: pleasant, sincere, simple, charming. But if I had to choose just one word out of it, um, he had this very serene, calm presence to him. But I think the one word that can describe him is inspirational.
Okay, Nishant has asked, how would you describe India on an international level?
I would describe India as a nation composed of many different nations who just somehow live in a beautiful synchronized harmony together. Here we have cultures that are imprints of different cultures across the globe. You have so many religions, so many languages. Every state has a different language of its own. And yet we're able to somehow live and celebrate together. Every time there's a cricket match that happens, every time there's a beauty queen that is awarded at an international level, you just see everyone, regardless of their differences, come together. And that is what India is all about: celebrating your differences and growing with them.
Okay, Harish wants to know what is more important, beauty or brains, and why?
I think beauty cannot stand alone by itself, even if it is an advantage to a good brain. So a brain is a prerequisite. It's something that is necessary, and that is why it is more important than beauty.
Okay, Sheetal has asked, what are any plans of getting into Bollywood?
Well, so what happens when you win, say, a national title like Miss India? is that a lot of offers and opportunities come your way. And I think, as I said, inspired by Priyanka Chopra, where you should not be bound by a certain, you shouldn't limit yourself. You should try every opportunity that knocks your door. So when it comes to Bollywood, I would definitely give it a shot. If it clicks, then great. If it doesn't, there's so many other opportunities that are also coming my way. So I try my hand at each and see which one is the one that I'm most aligned to.
Okay, Farah wants to know how excited are you to visit China for the Miss World title?
Sanya, I've been researching all about that place, and it's like the Hawaii for China, and if you could liken it to say India, it's like the Goa of India. So it's a very tourist-friendly place with mountains on one side, beaches on the other, and it seems like the city is just there to welcome me, and there's something really good that's going to happen. Something really amazing is going to turn out once I go visit there. So I'm extremely excited about it.
Okay, Priyanka wants to know what kind of preparations are you doing for this big pageant coming up?
Our preparations are all around. The Miss India team helps us prepare not just from the beauty aspect, not just from the grooming, not just from the hair, makeup aspect, but also the technical skills required for a pageant girl, which could be to do with your ramp walk training, which could be to do with polishing your talent rounds, and also, most importantly, your basics of how to package everything that you stand for, everything that your personality stands for, everything that you have in your mind, those beautiful thoughts that you have, how to package them and communicate them clearly and effectively. So these are the wide variety of trainings that I keep getting as of now.
Okay, Bipin wants to know that you were a working woman. So what made you decide that you want to pursue this pageant and get into Miss World?
I think the very drive that I told you about how I felt that I've been blessed with opportunities and how I should make the most out of them, was something that made me keep trying different things beyond my mainstream career line. And while I was working, I hadn't really thought about the Miss India competition. But as I said, growing up, I always wanted to represent India wherever I could. I wanted to be a delegate for this country. And there were a few friends, there were a few people in my family who just told me how even the Miss India concept could be a great way to stand for your country and show the world what it stands for. And things just added up, and I just happened to come here.
Okay, gearing up for the big pageant coming up. So Faisal wants to know what one thing that you like about China.
I love how China is so culturally sound. They have managed to preserve their culture, and they offer something very unique and distinct to the world. And specifically to the place that I'm going to, which is Sanya, they that particular part of China itself has 10 ethnic minorities that just live together in harmony. And whenever you go visit that place, just like we do in India, we have different groups living together, and it's a visual treat. It's very similar there in China too, where you have different cultures all fused into one, and yet they stand for one identity. And that's, I think, the most pleasing part about China.
Okay, Jennifer wants to know how has life changed after Miss India World?
I think I've grown as a person. I've become a lot more mature. Mature in the sense, earlier when I would stand for something, if I would speak something, it would be my own opinion. And after winning the title, I'm not Aditi, I'm Miss India. Every opinion of mine is India's opinion. So I have to be a lot more responsible with what I say, how I conduct myself, because that is how the world is going to see India when I go out represented at this World competition this year. So it has made me more mature. It has made me work on myself more. It has helped me identify myself. And that's one of the most beautiful gifts that this title has given me.
Okay, Farhan wants to know that with the title and all, now when you go ahead for the Miss World, how are things going to change in the future if you win the Miss World title?
I think we all humans have a tendency of wanting to predict the future, which I honestly don't want to do because the future is a gift again, and I thrive in the excitement of the unknown, and you never know what the results turn out to be. But what I do know is that I'm putting my best effort, and no matter what the result is, I'm going to find my way. I'm going to find that glorious life for myself that I wanted to build, and I'm going to keep standing for this country, representing it wherever I can, and doing things that make me feel like I've lived life worthwhile.
Okay. Being a diva, a beauty queen, Melissa wants 5 beauty tips from you.
Okay, so one, you should be very careful about what you're eating because everything you eat reflects in the quality of your skin, it reflects in the way your body is able to sustain the pressures of the outside world in terms of a stressful, hectic lifestyle that you might be leading. And you don't just want to be a beauty queen by the looks of it, you want to be a beauty queen by action, by being able to every day inspire people, charm people with the kind of work that you're doing. And if you're an unhealthy soul, it's not a very pleasant sight. So, one, take care of your diet. Make sure that you're eating healthy, but also make sure that you're eating enough. You don't want to starve. Trust me, it's not a good thing to do. The second would be have a very good makeup cleansing routine. You don't want to sleep with your makeup on, it's going to wreak havoc with your skin. The third would be use the kind of products that are suited to your skin. A lot of us people tend to ignore the concept of allergies, which is a very bad idea because it's very essential to know if a product could maybe give a rash or a different kind of a breakout. So be careful about that. Choose only the products that are suited to your skin type. Make sure that you moisturize. Make sure that you use a good sunscreen wherever you step out. And that's it.
Okay, wow, that was some nice piece of advice. Okay, Aditi, we are going to do a quick rapid fire with you now.
Okay.
So, yeah, first of all, your favorite Bollywood film.
It would be Queen. It stands for Women Empowerment.
Okay, 2 things we'll always find in your purse.
In my purse, you will always find my cell phone in my purse, and you'll always find wet wipes in my purse.
Okay, one thing you don't leave your house without.
I don't leave the house without my keys.
Okay, one person you look up to.
I really look up to my mother.
Okay, great. And one beauty tip.
One beauty tip would be never leave your house without sunscreen.
Great. Thank you so much, Aditi. We really enjoyed your answers, and I hope you also enjoyed this conversation.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. Thank you for inviting me here.
Thank you so much.
Wish me luck.